You know, a lot of YouTubers make these driving videos and they point the camera at themselves. I don't do that, and I am way better looking than a couple of those guys. So I hope you appreciate what I'm doing for you. Now, I happen to live in one of the most gorgeous places on the planet. Today I'm taking you through the farmlands. A little more. Normally I'm driving you through the woods. My home county here, Skagit County, was basically, there was three industries for a long time. There was timber, concrete, and farming. And usually I'm driving you through the timbers toward a town named Concrete, where they manufactured and mixed concrete to build the dams. And today I'm showing you at least a little bit of the farmland here. But I wanted to talk about some goals. You all were doing your goal videos 3 weeks ago. And since I'm always about 3 weeks behind schedule and everything, and it's January 20th, that's about perfect. It's perfect. It's 20th right now anyway. It's Tuesday. I should be at work, but spent the morning driving some loved ones to doctor appointments, and now I'm just taking advantage of the rest of the day to do some personal errands and make some videos. I don't always set goals. I have for the last 2 years, I believe, and it really worked out nicely last year. I was very strict and very specific about what I wanted to do, and I had basically said I'm not going to do anything until I achieve these goals, and I set an order in which I would achieve them. And despite the fact that, you know, normally my brain is very chaotic, that is the chaos in Eddy's Cardboard Chaos. It's just how my brain works, not necessarily what I collect or how I collect. And despite the fact that I have a very chaotic brain, I don't even know what HD is, but my doctor says I have 80 of them. It really helped me setting a goal, being very specific, putting them in order, and saying I'm not going to do anything else until I do these things. And so this year's not going to be any different for 2026. And I don't know how long you've been a subscriber or how many of my videos you watch, but if you go back far enough, you might remember or might have seen this. And I'm going to start telling people I'm buying this card in 2027. And I'll still be able to add to my other collections. And that gives me time. In 2027, I am buying that Grail card right there that you see on the screen. So now if I'm true to my word and it's 2026, I need to get that Grail card, don't I? So I really was gonna hedge this and put it off longer. And then Reindeer Studios got me this beautiful Christmas gift of a wood version of my Grail card, the T202 Cobb Jennings. And I really kind of saw it as like a sign, like, okay, now this has to be done. Now this has to be done. I said I was going to do it. I got the wood copy, which is so cool. It looks so great up on my wall. And there's no reason I can't do it. If I believed in this project and I'm speaking it to truth, I can do it. So now the how. Now the how do I do it? And essentially how I do it is I know about how much I need to save before I can buy it. And I'm just I'm not doing anything else really, with one exception already. I'm not doing anything else really until I have that amount saved. And I've already, other than one purchase, which you'll see pretty soon from an auction house, and some of you already know about, I already have a really good start. I had some little bit of funds left over from last year and made a couple art sales, and made a couple eBay sales, and I have a little allowance I take from our general fund here at the house with management's permission, of course. And then my grandmother sent me more than she typically sends me for my birthday, which hasn't even happened yet. But so I have a decent stash already, and the goal is to have what I feel like I need when I leave for the National, and ideally to buy it there. I don't know that that's possible if there's the right copy there. I'm sure there will be a copy, but if it's a 4 or a 5, that's out of my range. And honestly, I don't want to spend that much on this card. I don't want, I don't want the $5,000 copy of this card. I want the $2,000 copy, or what have you, or $2,500, whatever I think I will like for what is reasonable for a Grail for me. So that is number one, and the idea is I will have very few purchases before I make that purchase probably this summer. The only other scenario I could see is that I'm able to save way faster than I think, and something pops up at an auction house, or something pops up on eBay, or through a friend, or whatever. And I mean, that's a possibility, but my brain is going toward this summer and toward the National. So once that's done, I still have half the year or so in which to buy baseball cards, thankfully. Really need to finish the 64 top set down to just really a handful of Hall of Famers. Don't need anything grand. Don't need my Mantle to be a 7 or an 8 or anything like that. So I'll spend another probably $300-400 finishing out that set, and that'll be nice. Then I want to start a boxing project, believe it or not. Recently read a really great book on the history of the heavyweight title. The name's not coming to me offhand. I will put it right there so you can see it, and there's a picture of it. Actually referenced it in a different video already. And since you watch every Eddy's Cardboard Chaos video, I'm sure you saw it. But I would like to create a collection of the lineal champion for the heavyweight title, just starting with John L. Sullivan. And then I don't know how far I'm going to go. I don't think I want to go into like the Klitschko era, into the 2000s, because by then I really stopped paying attention. But at least through like Lennox Lewis, about that, who's probably might be my favorite heavyweight of all time, by the way. But right in there, the George Foreman and Tommy Morrison, late 90s. And basically about the time the Americans stopped having an awesome heavyweight that made it fun to root for, and time MMA came on scene, which basically changed boxing, why we don't talk about it anymore. But I do want to start a collection, one card for every guy that held the heavyweight title, starting with John L. Sullivan all the way up to around 2000. And it's going to be a display. It's going to go up on a wall somewhere. I have to find space. And we'll take it from there. I'll probably start with filler cards, and then I'll work my way into finding something cool from that era. But that's it for goals for this year. Let me know what you think. Until next time, remember, we don't count subscribers, we count friends.